Alright, this is a video of me driving on Highway 28 from South Carolina to Georgia to North Carolina in my Mazda 2. And while I was driving, I figured I might as well, on this video, just say things that I like about it, things I don't like about it. I know a lot of people, it's a new car, so a lot of people are kind of unsure about it still. First thing is it's a ton of fun. All Mazdas are. There's something just about how you interact with the car that just makes it a ton of fun between you, the steering, and the shifter. Everything just, it feels right, and it's just more fun to drive on a twisty mountain road or just driving to work. It's not something you can read, from a book. It's just you have to drive it to understand. Next is the handling. For a front-wheel drive car, it handles really well from factory. I've driven a lot of front-wheel drive cars, and this is, in my opinion, the best stock factory front-wheel drive car I've driven. I look forward to what the aftermarket is going to have to bring, but stock, it is a very well-handling car. It'll rotate, turns in well. It's comfortable. I have a Miata that's fairly stiff, so this is more comfortable than it is by a long shot. But I think mainly it's the seats. I've had a lot of people compliment the seats, saying how comfortable they are, and I've done a couple of 4-hour trips, and it's been just fantastic. Next thing is it's cheap. This is an entry-level car from Mazda, and just overall, it's one of the cheapest cars you can buy. But the main thing is, with how much equipment you can get on it, you buy a Touring, and there's not really any options, and you're getting a lot of stuff for your money, where a lot of other cars, you start adding options to get the same thing you would on a Mazda 2, and it starts costing a lot more. The Fiesta is a great example. Next, on the same money front, is it gets great mileage. I drive 50 miles round trip for work every day in it, and I'm averaging 35 miles per gallon, which is fantastic compared to my Miata, which right now I think is getting like 22, but that's because of my tune on it with my Megasport. Same lines, I might keep going with the money stuff. Cheap insurance. I added this to my Miata, and it barely went up at all. It's like I don't even have another car on my car insurance. So that is another really good plus. One of the other things that I really like about it is the radio. I love listening to music, and I like high quality sound. And the radio in it is surprisingly good for what you get. I'll be quite happy with it for a very long time. I'll eventually probably change it out for something else, but it is really good for just driving down the highway listening to tunes. Next is it's quiet. Once again, this is kind of relative because I'm coming from the Miata, which is a pretty noisy car. I have a pretty loud exhaust on it. It sounds good, but it's loud. So, just the fact that it has this metal roof over top of it is going to make the Mazda 2 a lot quieter than my Miata. But for a rough day at work, it's a fantastic drive home. Another thing is it's easy to work on. I haven't really worked on it much. I changed the oil in it. But when I bought it, I put it up on a lift and looked at everything, and everything is easy to get to. If you want to drain the coolant, change the oil, change a slave cylinder, or a lot of the basic maintenance stuff you might run into, everything is very easy to get to, should be very easy to work on. So that's a big thing for someone like me who does all their own work. One of the last things that I like about it is the power. And I know that's weird coming, I'm a sporty driver who is saying that the power is a nice thing in a 100 horsepower car. Basically, I like it because you can drive the car as hard as you want all the time and no one knows. So it just makes it fun. That's just how it is. Alright, on the same front as power, that's actually starting my dislike list. Below 3,500 RPMs, the engine really doesn't have much power. I have had the car on a dyno, and from 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs, the torque curve bumps up about 10 foot-pounds, which you really notice in a car that only makes 100 foot-pounds. So pulling out into traffic at low RPMs, it's kind of iffy. Once you get rolling, it's fine, but just pulling out from the stop, you don't quite get much go when you want it. The next item is the radio. I like the radio, but I don't like how it's integrated into the dashboard. I really like the older cars where you can just pull out the dash and put in like a single DIN radio. It makes it so easy. Minor nitpicky thing, but it's just one of my dislikes. The last thing is another nitpick. The shocks are very soft on the car. It does handle well, but when you start pushing it hard, you really notice that the shocks valving's really soft. I say it's a nitpick because beginning of next year, Kona is supposed to have Kona yellows, and as soon as they come out, I'm swapping them out for a better shock. So for its intended purpose, they're good, but if you want to drive sporty, the shocks are definitely the first thing you need to replace because they're just way too soft. That's it. That's my list of likes and dislikes for a Mazda 2. I'm sure I'll think of some more later on. I'm just going to play some more music for the rest of the video of the drive through the mountains. Bye.